Lose yourself to Schubes!
YouTube, what's going on? So one of the best weekends of my life was the weekend in which my sister Megan got married to her now husband Travis. It was about 2.5 years ago. One of my favorite memories from this weekend was the rehearsal dinner the night before the wedding. So I'd just driven into Dallas from Houston. I was driving for about 4 hours and I got there like just as the dinner was starting because I had a teacher that wouldn't let me take a quiz like an hour earlier so that I could be there at a reasonable hour. He wouldn't let me take it an hour earlier because of academic issues. He thought I was gonna like tell everyone all the answers to the quiz. It was ridiculous. Besides the point, I get to the dinner, I get all dressed, I'm all like ready to go, and the rehearsal dinner starts. After people are eating for a little bit, a microphone starts going around and people start telling stories and memories about Travis and Megan. And I knew that I was eventually going to talk. I hadn't really prepared a speech. I knew there were a couple things that I was going to touch on, but I didn't want to script it because I wanted to just sound more conversational and more genuine. One of the things I knew I was going to talk about, for example, was how my sister used to always break apart my cool Lego things in order to make architecture designs out of them. I always got these really cool like Lego space things. What was cool about the Lego space sets is that they came with all these cool colors and shapes that didn't come in normal things. So there were some neon green things, there were some see-through yellow ones, there were funky shapes, all these different things, and my sister really liked to use these pieces in her architecture things, because my sister, who is now an architect, her big thing with Legos was she would make like houses and rooms and furniture and all this kind of stuff like that, and she always wanted my pieces. So, her being 4 years older than me was very good at convincing me that breaking apart my Lego spaceship was a good idea because it allowed us to do cooler things. At the end of the day, like, yes, it was more creative for my sister to make all of these houses and floor plans and stuff, but like I wanted my spaceship, and I never played with the architecture stuff. I just wanted to, you know, and like that's all I wanted to do. But anyway, you know, I forgive you, Meg, it's okay. I'm just glad that my interest in Lego space things helped you become the architect that you are today. I'll just take like a portion of the credit, like no big deal. So yeah, I knew that there were some things that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't know exactly how I was going to say it, and I just found it funny that everyone was starting their speech by declaring how long they knew Megan or Travis for. So I thought of something really funny, and this was, in my opinion, the funniest on-the-spot joke I've ever told. I've been doing improv comedy in college for a couple years, so this helped a little bit, but I was really proud of how quickly I could think of this joke in the moments before I grabbed the microphone. Being her brother, I was one of the last people to speak at the rehearsal dinner. So being her brother, I was one of the last people to speak at the rehearsal dinner, so I grabbed the microphone, everyone sits down and gets all quiet, ready to listen to me, and the first thing I say is, yeah, so I've pretty much known Megan my whole life, and everyone just loses it, and I was so happy in that moment because I thought it was great, and very often I think things that I say are funny, but it's not always the case of the general population. But in this case, people thought it was really funny, and I was so proud, and it really like relieved all of my nerves. I was definitely nervous to be talking about my sister and her relationship with Travis, and I knew that I was gonna get a little emotional, and I'm not necessarily used to that, so it was nice to open with that joke and have people laugh, and then be like, okay, you can do this. So, in my opinion, that is the funniest on-the-spot joke I've ever told. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this story. If you liked the video, click like. If it was your favorites, click favorite. That's what buttons are there for. I appreciate all the love you guys gave me on my last video, my High School Musical translation review. If you guys have ever seen and or heard of High School Musical, you should check the video out. I think it's pretty funny. I'm going to do one for the sequel, for sure. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you sometime in the very near future.
Lose yourself to Schubes!